much I can't focus. Distractions, tried to pray last night, amen. Got a lot of things that almost surround me. Need to cut it out, it's unhealthy. Feel stuck in my head and it's annoying. Need to turn it off and think wealthy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting our graduation ceremony activities here in just a few minutes. And I want to welcome all of you and thank you for joining us tonight. And what's truly a celebration, an accomplishment that these recruit firefighters have gone through with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, and we've come to tonight, their graduation. And so thank you for being here and being a part of this and celebrating with them, with us, this accomplishment. Graduation from the South King County Fire Training Consortium Recruit Academy is truly a significant accomplishment. We want this night to be special and to be remembered. Special for you as family members and friends, special for the recruits for the work that they've put in. Being pinned with your badge is truly an honor. And these recruits have earned it. They really have. Yeah, they have, right? They did a lot of work, and they earned it. So that moment's going to be really kind of neat. And so a couple things, when we do the badge pinning ceremony tonight, a couple things we want you to know is, one, because of the amount of recruits in the class, we're going to call 3 names at a time. And so if you could hold your applause until we know who's here so everybody can hear their name being called, right? That's really important. But we also want you to come and take pictures. And you got your cell phone cameras and your other cameras and your watch cameras, and I'm sure someone's got eyeglass cameras nowadays, right? We want you to come up and take pictures of that event. So please don't be shy and come right on up to that point when we call your recruit their name. And if you're the one pinning the badge on your recruit, please come right to the front as quickly as possible so that we can have that presentation done and your pictures taken. So don't be shy on that. Last thing is this, is that we're going to have the honor guard here in just a minute come and post the colors. A lot of what you're going to see tonight in our graduation has a lot of traditional components of the fire service. And tradition in the fire service is really important because it keeps us grounded to our roots, keeps us grounded to the why of what we're here for and where we've come from, and it points us to where we're going. And so some of those traditions, such as our honor guard and our pipes and drum band that's here to play and lead the recruits in, the invocation from our chaplains and the bell ceremony and the badge pinning. Those are all really special moments that we use in our ceremonies that are important to us in the fire service. And so when we do post the colors, we're going to ask you to stand. And when you hear the honor guard commander give the command to all uniformed personnel, present arms. If you're in uniform tonight, we would like you to render a salute and hold that salute through the national anthem until you hear the honor guard commander say, order arms. If you're not in uniform, we want you to join us. And so when you hear the honor guard commander ask for all uniformed personnel present arms, we'll have you put your hand up over your heart like you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance and hold it there until we hear the command to order arms. And that way we together are rendering those honors. And so let's go ahead and get started tonight. I'd like to call up the training chief of the South King County Fire Training Consortium, Deputy Chief Rich Burke.
We got to shake hands and be here together. Pretty neat. Well, welcome. This is the graduation celebration for the South King County Training Consortium, Class 11, or as they identified themselves as the Leatherheads and the Water Dogs. Unique names. My name is Rich Burke. I'm currently serving as the Deputy Chief with the South King County Training Consortium. And on behalf of our entire team, which is here with us tonight, and our governing board, congratulations to our newest firefighters and to your families. You've both made a commitment to the fire service and to the communities that you serve. Thank you for doing that. The fire service is in good hands. I would also like to take a moment and thank the team of training officers, adjunct instructors, and administrators that have made this class a success. In addition, we'd like to thank the New Life Church and their staff. We could not be here without their support.
Thank you, Chief. Well, let's bring the recruits in, shall we? Let's give our recruits a big hand. Would you all please join our recruits? Would you stand as we post the colors tonight?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. So I'm going to offer an invocation tonight for our graduation ceremony. And as I do so, I'm going to pray in accordance to my faith tradition. And I would love for you to join your faith with my faith, and together, let's ask a blessing upon this event. Let's pray. Father, thank you for this moment in time where we can gather here in this place to honor and to celebrate the accomplishment of these recruit firefighters, that they have been proven ready and willing to give and to go and to help their fellow man. They've accomplished a great accomplishment, and tonight we're here to celebrate them. So bless this time. Be with us as we are here. We pray these things in your name. Amen. Thank you. Chief Burke.
I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce this evening's keynote speaker, Fire Chief Brett Swearigan with the Valley Regional Fire Authority.
Thank you all for attending these graduation ceremonies for Class 11 of the South King County Fire Training Consortium. I'd like to welcome the families and friends of tonight's graduates. I'd also like to acknowledge any elected officials, the fire chiefs and staffs, the academy staff, and others who supported the success of this academy. I offer an additional shout out to the honor guard and the pipes and drums, and especially to their families and neighbors who had to endure all the practice sessions it took them to get as good as they are. And finally, welcome to our graduates. Tonight marks the second milestone in your career, the first being when you convinced your chief that you were the right person to make their department better. My hat's off to you, Class 11. Congratulations on being here. With that, I'd like to offer a few words to Class 11. I'm going to allow myself one short reminiscence, and that is that I remember clearly being sitting where you are right now at my own graduation ceremony 37 years ago in Nevada. At that ceremony, an old, overfed chief said that he would rather be starting his adventure with us rather than be at the end of his career as a chief. You know, and I was young like you. You know, we just thought he wanted to be young again and able to see his feet. We were wrong. Let me explain. The career you're embarking on is like a premier roller coaster ride. There's going to be long, slow periods, fast thrilling times, sudden drops and turns, and occasionally someone will throw up on you. Now, imagine you're in the first car of the best roller coaster in the world, and you've just had the ride of your life, and you're coming back into that loading platform at the end of the ride. If the attendant said to you, "Would you like to go around again?" what would you say? Heck yes, or maybe something a little more colorful? How would you express that? But that is what that old chief was saying. He wanted to go around again. You're in for a great ride, but you only get to go around once for customer. The ride goes by fast. Make sure you enjoy it. Now, don't get me wrong, being a chief has its benefits. Some of the best times are occasions like this where we get to participate in career successes and landmarks. Hirings, graduations, promotions, retirements. These are all occasions for celebration of accomplishment and anticipation of future successes. Lately, when I've been presenting newly promoted officers with their badges, I tell a little story about Malcolm Forbes to help get them started with their new responsibilities. Now, for those of you who don't know or can't guess who Malcolm Forbes was, you are probably familiar with the financial magazine that bears his name. Forbes, who died in 1990, was fabulously wealthy and famous in numerous circles. When Malcolm was nearing the end of his life, a cub reporter for the Baltimore Sun scored a one-on-one interview with him. And in typical young journalist style, the first question he asked him was, "Mr. Forbes, to what do you owe your fabulous success?" Forbes got pensive, thought for a second, and said, "I got to say, I think it's something my father told me on my 21st birthday." The reporter leaned in with his pad ready to get everything exactly right. Forbes continues. He goes, "When I turned 21, my father came to me and he said, 'Son, here's $11 million. Don't lose it.' I then hand him the badge and give him the same advice. Don't lose it." Okay. The story gets some nervous laughter, and the usual takeaway is don't screw this up. Okay, and that's good, solid advice as far as it goes. But Malcolm Forbes' story is not one of merely avoiding mistakes. He seized that opportunity. He parlayed that into 3 separate fortunes in publishing, finance, and real estate. He was also a world-famous philanthropist, conservationist, and art collector. He was a world record-setting hot air balloonist. He held 6 simultaneous hot air balloon world records. And towards the end of his life, he decided to take up motorcycling and ended up in the American Motorcycle Hall of Fame. He made the most of everything he had. Follow his example. Tonight, each of you will be presented with not only a badge, but a great opportunity and a responsibility. I'm sure that many of you have thought long and hard about the opportunities of having a well-paying, well-respected, and interesting career. But when you put on the badge of a firefighter, you are also taking on the responsibility to be an asset, not only to your team and department, but the community at large. The COVID pandemic provides a prime example of what's expected from here on out. When health departments were looking for ways to vaccinate and test the entire population of the United States in the shortest time possible, something that had never been done, firefighters across the nation stepped up and did what had never been done before. A great responsibility indeed. You have each demonstrated you have the ability and skill to be a probationary firefighter. But as much as you've learned in these last months, you've only scratched the surface of what there is to be learned and mastered. A medieval Franciscan monk was walking through a village when he came on a construction site. He asked the first workman, "What are you doing?" The man glared at the monk and growled, "What's it look like I'm doing? I'm cutting these big rocks into little square rocks. My back hurts, my hands hurt, I swallowed dust all day and I hate it. I'm afraid if I quit, my family will starve, so this is how I spend my days." The monk said, "Peace be with you, brother," and moved on. He came to a second worker. This man was pleasant enough and said he was a stonemason. He was shaping blocks. He said it was hard but honest work, that as long as he did what he was told, nobody bothered him, and he was able to provide a decent living for his family. The monk said, "Peace be with you, brother," and he continued on down the line. The next man he came to was likewise cutting stone, and the monk asked him what he was doing. The man glanced up, smiled, said, "I'm building a cathedral." When he saw the surprised look on the monk's face, the man continued, "You see, brother, all these stones we are cutting are going to be assembled into a great cathedral in the center of town. I won't live to see it finished. My children won't live to see it finished. But my grandchildren, they'll live to see it finished. And every time they walk past that grand building built for the glory of God, they'll look up, and I'll be there smiling down at them. So yeah, every day I come down here, I sharpen my tools, and I build that cathedral." Now, I'd venture to guess if I were to ask each of you in the class, whether you're a stone cutter, a mason, or a cathedral builder, you would all be the latter. And that's as it should be. But what will you be in 20 years? If an honest poll was taken of everyone in your respective departments, I would guess the distribution of cutters to masons to builders will look very much like a bell curve. The majority liking to work well enough and being quite good at it. A small minority just hanging on, waiting for retirement. And a similar minority working every day to build their personal knowledge and skills, working to build their department, working to build their community. To be a master of your craft, you have to know the why. There are lots of rules of thumb in the fire service. Put the wet stuff on the red stuff. Big fire, big water. Pump at 150, bake at 350. That sort of thing. These are helpful for getting you started in your career, but that isn't knowledge, and it's definitely not mastery. The master of their craft knows the math behind the results, knows the physiology, knows the chemistry, the physics, and always, always asks the how and why. Ours is a profession where we are expected to perform with 100% perfection 100% of the time. And we have all the information we need to make good decisions maybe 1% of the time. Mastery is only going to follow after endless practice and education, and above all, critical thinking. Great changes can come from small insights. When I started in the fire service, ventilation holes were cut in the roofs of burning buildings with axes. No, not stone axes. But someone had the simple insight that we could do it faster, safer, and better with chainsaws. That was a very simple insight, and it came from a firefighter working on the street, not from a chief sitting in an office staring at a spreadsheet. But that simple insight and the will to follow up revolutionized firefighting tactics. Always be thinking and looking for that better way. Having the insight was good, but it's meaningless without the follow-through to make it happen. This is a profession of thinking, always followed by action. The Lions Legion of the Roman Imperial Army had as their motto, Facere, faciam, facimus. We can do, we will do, we do. Now, okay, that may lose a little in translation, but what it expresses is that mastery leads to confidence, and confidence will always ensure decisive action, and that's what we do. That's our stock and trade. That's what people want from us, decisive action and that's how you get to it. To conclude, I'd like to come back to our friend Mr. Forbes. Consider the character that he showed when he gave that quip to the reporter. He could have talked about all the hard lessons that he learned, the overcoming of adversities, flashes of insight he had, but he didn't. He realized that he had built on a fabulous advantage he had. He responded with grace, gratitude, and a sense of humor about himself. Follow his example. Make the most of this opportunity and celebrate your successes with gratitude and humility. So, Class 11, I congratulate you, and I wish you an amazing and safe career. On behalf of the communities, I ask that you keep us safe, and on behalf of all the chiefs in this room, I ask that you make us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Swearingen. Thank you for your words, sharing your wisdom with us, many years of service, a distinguished career. You know, as you've heard from your recruits, what you've experienced from them coming home, the Recruit Academy is exhausting. It's hard work. They've come home exhausted and have to study, right? Weekends have to study and polish their boots and clean their clothes. And there's so much work that goes into everything that they do. And I'll tell you, they laughed together, they cried together. It was fun and it was hard. And they came through it with flying colors. Tonight we want to share a video with you that will highlight some of these moments of this journey that they've been on together. And you're going to be able to get a glimpse of the hard work and the fun that these 48 recruits have had and put into their training. And so let's watch our video tonight. A great video. Really captures a lot of some pretty cool moments that all of you had in the academy, and it kind of gives you an idea of the different things that they experienced and the fun they had, the hard work that went into what they do. Blood, sweat, and tears, that is for sure. It's true that the Recruit Academy is not an easy task. It's hard work, it's draining, both physically, mentally, emotionally as well. And it's not just the recruits that have to work hard. It's not just the recruits who put in a tremendous amount of work. It's the academy instructors, or like we like to call our TOs, our training officers. They are the heart and soul of our recruit academies. And they put their hearts into each class. And the TOs that worked with this class, they're there before the class gets there. They're there after the class. And it's not just all the yelling and screaming they do at the class, right? They truly, truly care about the well-being of these recruits and what's going to happen to these recruits, because our training officers, their fingerprints are on you. And how you succeed and go through your career is a part of the foundational pieces that they have laid for you. And I would like to ask Captain Joel Willits, Captain Dan Alexander, and the rest of the training officers to come to the stage, and we're going to present the class awards. Would you please give our TOs a huge round of applause that they deserve as a way of saying thank you for the hard work and dedication they have put into this class.
Good evening. My name is Joel Willits. I'm a captain with Puget Sound Fire. I'm currently assigned to the Training Consortium Recruit Academy as one of the lead instructors. This is Captain Dan Alexander, my counterpart on the Bravo side. I'd like to take a moment before we start the awards for the Recruit Academy to recognize the rest of the training officers in our cadre. Over there we have Captain Bill Rodall, Captain Ryan Chadwick, Captain Marcus Rissmiller, Captain Jim Blatt, Lieutenant Jason Ward, Lieutenant Chris Gerke, and Lieutenant Dave Nelson. These gentlemen spend about every waking moment of our lives with these recruits. We see them more than our own family. We care about them just as much as our own family. Right, McMillan? Yeah. Okay. So, thank you, gentlemen, for all your hard work. This is the largest class in the history of the Training Consortium, and it was no easy task. I'd ask you to look at the program and see all of the names associated in there. I'd like to also recognize Captain Nate Strobel for the first time running back-to-back EMT classes as we did the split academy. So thank you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, everybody involved for your hard work. Thank you. Awards in the fire service are an important tradition. They signify a performance and a dedication to the craft that's worthy of recognition. They're a great honor. Tonight, we have the privilege to present awards to both platoons that highlight outstanding performance of individuals during the course of the past 20 weeks, and although sometimes it felt like 200 weeks. It's my honor and privilege to present these awards to Class 11 Alpha. My counterpart, Captain Dan Alexander, will be presenting the awards for Class 11 Bravo. The first award presented tonight is the Marty Hauer Physical Fitness Award. Marty Hauer was a firefighter engineer for the Kent Fire Department. He worked tirelessly. I'm sorry, it's been a long 20 weeks. I can't barely speak. He promoted health and wellness throughout our department, the region, the state, and the nation. Marty's motto was take care of yourself, take care of each other, and be safe. It's in Marty's honor that we present this award. Our academy is a physically demanding academy. The recruits are pushed to their limits and beyond physically each and every day. Throughout the academy, the recruits are tested 4 times in physical fitness, 2 times in a physical test comprising of a 2-mile run, push-ups, a plank, and pull-ups, and twice in a work capacity course that you saw in that video. This course is physically taxing and it mimics the work done on the fire ground. Recruits perform this in full bunker gear while breathing air. They throw a ladder They use a sledgehammer to force a door. They climb 4 stories with a hose bundle. They pull a hose bundle up those 4 flights from outside. They carry power tools. They hit a Kaiser sled, and then they finish by dragging a dummy. After all of these tests are scored, the recruit with the highest score overall receives the award. For Academy Class 11, Alpha, the Marty Hauer Award goes to Ethan Stewart, King County Fire District number 2.
Firefighters have to have a high level of strength and stamina to perform this job. These recruits have displayed that fitness and a large amount of grit to grind through these last 5 months. The recruit from 11 Bravo that rose above the rest to earn this award is Keenan Husky from Kirkland Fire.
The next award of the evening is our Valedictorian Award. This award is presented to the recruit that's demonstrated the best academic performance throughout the academy. I'm sure the recruits' families all watch them spend hours in their textbooks, their workbooks, their apps, their notebooks, their note cards, talking in their sleep. Not only are they challenged with these physical tasks, but the mental tasks as well is just an overwhelming amount of information that we're cramming into their heads. The recruits had academy exams, state certification exams, and EMT class. The recruits in Class 11 were challenged with 1,282 total questions that were scored. The Alpha class valedictorian missed just 14 questions total over the course of the academy. The Class 11 Alpha valedictorian is Claire O'Brien, Renton Regional Fire Authority.
We have to produce firefighters that not only have excellent skills, but who are also thinking problem solvers, ready to handle the vast array of emergencies that we're called to. Out of those 1,282 questions, the 11 Bravo valedictorian only missed a fitting 11 questions. They had an average of 99.14%. The valedictorian of Class 11 Bravo is Austin Chernega of King County Fire District 2. That's pretty good.
Our next award is a very special award, the Top Rung Award. This award is awarded to the recruit that has demonstrated excellence in the 4 pillars of the Recruit Academy: attitude, effort, performance, and teamwork. This award is very special because it's the only award that is voted on by the recruit class itself. Tonight, it's fitting, we have the largest recruit class in history, and for the first time, we have a tie for the Top Rung Award. When the recruits submitted their votes, we asked them to give a short reason why they selected that person. The first Top Rung Award winner from Alpha was described by his peers as a most capable recruit: hardworking, competent, level-headed, has a good attitude, dependable and trustworthy, always working hard to make his team better. The first winner of the Alpha Platoon Top Rung Award is Ethan Stewart, King County Fire District number 2. The other Top Rung winner from Alpha was described by his peers as always willing to help others, genuinely caring for the success and well-being of his peers, possessing a great attitude, and being a hard worker. The second Top Rung Award winner from Alpha is Ryan Smith, Eastside Fire and Rescue.
As a testament to the depth and quality of Class 11, Bravo also had a tie for top rung. The first top rung winner for Bravo was described by their peers as having great leadership skills, someone who they would enjoy spending time with, always having a positive attitude and proactively engaging with people. Very knowledgeable EMT who spends extra time studying to be the best, and a great work ethic and a great teammate. The first top rung award winner for Bravo is Casey Smith of Enumclaw Fire. The second top rung award winner from Bravo is also highly regarded. His class said, since day one, has been motivated and helped motivate others. Knows exactly what needs to be done and excels at the task. Hard worker and dependable under pressure. Dedicated to constantly improving and a constant positive attitude. The second top rung winner from Bravo is Joe Munden of Renton Regional Fire Authority.
Our final awards of the evening is the Chiefs Company Awards. The Chiefs Company Award is voted on and selected by the instructor cadre, recognizes recruits who excelled in the 4 pillars of our academy. It is an award of high honor as it signifies the recruits that the instructors would most like to work with on their crew. The award winners for Class 11 Alpha, Chiefs Company, Ethan Stewart, King County Fire District Number 2. The second award winner for Chiefs Company for Class 11 Alpha, Brian Angelo, King County Sheriff's Office. Our third Chiefs Company Award winner for Class 11 Alpha, Ryan Smith, Eastside Fire and Rescue. And the final member of our Class 11 Alpha Chiefs Company, Rachel Malcolm, Puget Sound Fire.
Very exciting, isn't it? As the Bravo cadre discussed who should be in our Chiefs Company, there were many names mentioned, but this group of 4 was high on everybody's list. This class has a lot of quality individuals. The future is definitely bright, and we would be proud to have any one of them ride third behind us. But these folks are the cream of the crop. Class 11 Bravo's Chief Company are Levi Pereira, Eastside Fire and Rescue. Casey Smith of Enumclaw Fire. Mitchell Gonzalez of Eastside Fire and Rescue. And the final of the Chiefs Company for Bravo, Austin Chernega of King County Fire District 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Class 11 Chiefs Company. We want to congratulate all those who were recognized with these awards. Excellent work. You did yourself proud. Thank you.
Let's give all of our award winners another big round of applause. They worked hard for those, deserve those awards. Absolutely wonderful. And our TOs for all the work that they've done. You know, the recruits form a very strong bond with one another. Firefighters form a bond through shared trauma. The recruits form the bond through shared trauma. And it's quite the strong bond that they form. It's a bond that they will share for the rest of their lives. I know firefighters who have been in the business for 25, 26, 30 some years, and they still talk to their academy classmates and are in contact with them. Doesn't matter what department they're working for. Each of the recruit classes choose one of their own to represent them today at the graduation ceremony. And because of the size of this class, if you heard, it's been broken into 2 platoons, Alpha and Bravo. And so we have 2 speakers, a speaker from Alpha, a speaker from Bravo. And so I'm honored to introduce both of these just incredible young people, these recruit firefighters from Class 11. From Alpha Platoon, recruit firefighter Jessica Clearman with Renton Regional Fire Authority, and recruit firefighter Mitchell Gonzalez with Eastside Fire and Rescue from Bravo Platoon. Would you two please come join me on the stage?
There's a step stool there for me. Good evening. It is my honor to speak on behalf of Recruit Class 11, Platoon Alpha. I am so humbled and honored for this opportunity. Normally, we'd save thank yous until the end, but all of us here on stage and seated know that without our friends, our family, our respected departments, and most importantly, our training officers, who probably have a few more gray hairs now, this wouldn't be possible. You took a chance on us, you supported our dream, and we will never forget that. Throughout these past 18 months, there's this thing that's been going on. Some may call it a pandemic. COVID challenged us all in unknown and unpredictable ways. We often lived in the gray. But us as firefighters, especially the new ones, we are going to be faced with these types of situations and adversity. And as the saying goes, you adapt and you overcome. And that's exactly what we did together and will continue to do throughout our careers. But enough about COVID. I'm pretty sure all of us could go on without hearing or thinking about it anymore. Academy was a daily grind. But we kept moving forward. Unless there's a wheel chalk in front of you, then by all means, please do not keep moving forward. In fact, take a pause, figure out what's holding you up, literally and figuratively speaking. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably better that way. We began this academy as individuals and finished as a family. We've created memories and shared experiences on the fire ground and EMS. Each one of us cultivated a winning mindset and never took our foot off the pedal. From day one in the crawl phase, we learned the basics such as rolling and unrolling hose. Fast forward in our progression in our phase to the run phase, where we spent 3 full days doing multi-company operations in North Bend, fighting live fire. Looking forward at probation and the rest of our careers, I can promise that this mindset will be what sets us up for success. It's learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable and pushing yourself mentally and physically, because we all have the innate ability to push much harder than we think we can. We thrive in adversity, and if knocked down, I promise you we're going to get back up. You may see us struggle, but you will never see us quit. It's about learning from our mistakes and embracing the suck together. We will go all in all the time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the essence of the fire service. Class 11, Platoon Alpha, this is just the beginning. Keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to the details. We've spent the last 20+ weeks lining up our books, our water bottles, our bunker gear, you name it. Everything and everyone looking the same. It was a simple task asked by our TOs, mundane at best. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to us many times over. If we line up our gear in order every morning, we've completed the first task of the day. It gives us a sense of pride and encourages us to do better. The biggest takeaway, however, is that in life, it's the little things that count. And if you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. Water dogs, work hard and stay focused. This moment belongs to you, so enjoy it. Every day, especially today, because whether it be sunny or raining, we are ready for training. To end, I'm going to quote Martin Luther King, and this will apply to us throughout our entire career, and especially during academy, and that is, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Recruit Mitchell Gonzalez. I'm pretty honored to be able to speak with you guys tonight. Like the TO said, it was voted on by the classmates, and that is a true honor. I know there was another worthy candidate in our class, and it's pretty cool that I get to be up there. Going through this academy, everybody says, you know, the academy is really tough, and it is, for sure, but it was truly an enjoyable experience for me, and I think I can speak on behalf of 11 Bravo when I say that. Even with all the physical challenges, all the studyings during the weeks, the weekends, it was enjoyable for a few reasons. One, we worked hard. We worked really, really hard. Two, we became a family throughout the academy. And three, we had a group of training officers that wanted to make us better. Like I said, we worked hard, and there's something satisfying in that. We busted our butts every single day on the drill field, in the EMT classroom, doing practicals, learning how to provide proper patient care. We worked hard because this is where we want to be. Everyone says we won the lottery by being able to be in this career field, and it definitely seems that way. Just think of the process that we went through as recruits to get here, right? You take a couple tests. Hundreds and hundreds of people applied for these very spots that we're sitting in right now. A few people get interviews. Even fewer get offers, and if you're lucky enough to get an offer, you get put through what we just got put through for the last 20 weeks. And there's something to be said for that. Not every day is easy. We certainly had some challenges along the way. I know that I had some tough days, and I would be doing an injustice if I didn't take a quick second. Shout out to my wife in the back. We had our first kid in February, and I could not have made it through this academy without her. She's an absolute superstar. But that's what it's about. It's about people. Yeah, clap for her, of course. Yeah. And so for me, there was a stretch in the middle of March, right? You got a newborn baby. Sleep is definitely limited. Studying for the NREMT, studying for our first block fire test, trying to remember how to load a hose bed correctly, doing physical stuff all day on the drill field. And if I ever needed motivation, or if I ever needed a little extra push, I could turn to Recruit Pereira. I could turn to Recruit Frank, and they just hit me with a rock. And I'll explain what that means a little bit more in a second. But that's what made being a part of this class so cool, is that through all the blood, sweat, tears, Recruit Bortel, Recruit Sunstone, a little bit of throw up, we really worked hard and we became a family during this academy. And that's kind of the second point I wanted to touch on, is that we did bond together like a family. Now, I didn't think that we would bond partly over a game of rock, paper, scissors. A game of rock, paper, scissors kind of became the mantra, one of the mantras of 11 Bravo. So know this, if you ever play Recruit Pereira or Recruit Hagedon in a game of rock, paper, scissors, they are going to throw rock 100% of the time. You can even ask Recruit Wallace, even in 19, don't throw scissors because they're going to throw a rock and they're going to beat you. And we found out that it takes 4 rounds of that if they're playing against each other for Captain Alexander to finally step in and decide which dummy they're going to carry in the dummy drag. But we go around to each other on the drill field, whether we're in formation or if we're in the middle of something and we see somebody struggling, and we give each other the rock symbol, or we just bash helmets together, or talk about bringing the rock energy, and that just means let's get it done, whatever it is. We're not going to let obstacles get in the way. We're going to work the problem and make it happen. We had a few other sayings too. Keep the water out of the boat, lowest scores, back 9, all of which were just reminders to keep going, keep pushing, and we'll make it through this together. If you were to come into the classroom or the bunk room during lunch, it sounded like a locker room. It sounded like a family. There's insults being thrown left and right, everybody taking them in stride, smiling and laughing. Recruit Proffenroth is shaking her head. She was trying to elect herself as the next Leslie Knope of our class. But at the same time, we're all talking about the evolutions that we did that morning. What worked well, what didn't work, ideas of how to make things go a little bit smoother. We're all from different departments, but it never really felt that way. It was never really brought up. We were working together as one class, as Leatherheads, as 11 Bravo, to try and we were working together and we became like a family. And the third reason I mentioned it was so enjoyable is because we had a group of TOs that wanted to see us succeed. We had the Bravo cadre on our 5 TOs. We had the Alpha cadre. We had numerous TOs coming down from the consortium teaching us various things. We had Captain Strobel and his group of EMT instructors really whipping us into shape. We had Captain Rawson leading us through the workouts in the spa a couple days a week. And we had Chief Graziani, Chief Burke making sure that things ran smoothly. They wanted to see us succeed. And they pushed us for sure, making sure that we hustled to get the most out of every day, every evolution. And if you ever needed a reminder out of that, maybe around 3:30 in the afternoon, you'd hear Captain Alexander shout out, "Mo hustle, mo reps, mo better." And you could hear it from anywhere on the drill field. And it got you going a little bit. But he also said something the first week, and I believe Captain Strobel even said something similar early on. It might not be every day, but it could be any day. What does that mean? It means you never know when you're going to get the first chance to save a life. It could be on 8 a.m. of your very first shift when you get that chance. It could be at 2 a.m. in the middle of year 2 when you get that chance, but you have to be ready. As firefighters, we have to be ready to face any problem that might be thrown at us. We don't have the option. When we're called, nobody else is coming behind us. We're there because somebody else is having their worst day. We don't have the option of saying, it's a little bit cold, it's a little bit rainy, let's just go ahead and pass on this one. Or, we tried a couple things, we couldn't get it to work, so hey, let's bounce. No, it's what's plan C, what's plan D, what's plan E. We got to find a way to make it work. Our TOs took the time to teach us how to do things the right way. They know the skills that we need to be successful when we get on the line, and they tried as hard as they could to try and give us what we're going to need. So those 3 reasons, working hard, becoming a family, having TOs that wanted to see us be successful, was why this was such an enjoyable experience. But this is the starting line. We've been told that over and over again. All this work that we've put in was to get to the starting line. The challenge for us now, for 11 Bravo, is to keep the same hunger and tenacity that we've shown in the last 20 weeks, keep it for the next 30 years. Don't ever develop a sense of entitlement, feeling like somebody owes you something, or feeling like there's nothing more you can learn. The feeling that we have right now of being recruits, soon probationary firefighters, of having to fight every single day to get better, don't let that feeling fade. Be the 20-year firefighter who's playing a game with a probationary firefighter, running to take the brush room to be the first one to watch the rig. It keeps it fun. Become the officer, become the chief who has the motivation and desire to continually learn, to become a better leader, to make everyone else around them better, and to push the department forward. And most importantly, remember why you took this job. Yes, we get paid to run around in big trucks with big tools and do cool things, and kids wave at us, and we got the sirens, and you got adrenaline going and all that. You get to be a part of a family that is this fire service. But at the end of the day, we're here to serve our respective communities. As Captain Strobel says, and he actually said it yesterday to us, ascribe dignity and worth to every single patient we come across. Remember that. So like I said, the challenge is to keep this up, keep the same drive and determination for the next 30 years. I have no doubt that the firefighters of 11 Bravo, or the recruits of 11 Bravo, are going to become great firefighters. So now the challenge is to keep this up. Don't ever develop a sense of complacency, and always remember why we got into this job, and that's to serve our communities. Thank you.
Recruits Clearman, Gonzalez, thank you for your words, sharing with us your experiences. Good words to live by. Recruits, it's time to receive your certificates. Have your badges pinned. It's going to be a momentous memorial occasion. We're excited about this. And so, family members, if you're here tonight and you have a recruit that's being pinned, when you hear your name and your recruit's name, please make your way quickly to the front. And if you have a camera and that's your firefighter that just got called, and we want you to come up and take pictures. So don't be shy. Come right on up. Get pictures of that badge pinning. We encourage that, and those are pictures in a moment that you will remember. We are going to be calling consecutive names as we go through this because we have such a large class. And so make sure before you shout it out that everybody's name has been called, right? And that way everybody gets a chance to hear their recruit's name. And so I'd like to invite Battalion Chief John Graziani to the stage now for our badge pinning ceremony. Chief?
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm going to tell you guys a little story about the history of the badge, and then we'll get into pinning everybody's badges. The firefighter badge is rich with symbolism. Some badges have a red cross, some are in the shape of a Maltese cross. These two symbols not only stand for loyalty, but the cross also signifies our mission to assist people in times of trouble. The shield was once used to protect an individual in battle, now symbolizes the responsibility to place ourselves between an emerging disaster and our citizens in order to save lives and property. It's also adorned with symbols such as axes, nozzles, ladders, and other devices of the fire service. I feel like I'm making a noise. These symbols are arranged in a scramble, which represents that these firefighters have earned the privilege of wearing them through their performance in the academy. Most badges have a continuous circle that resembles an unbroken rope or chain. This illustrates the dedication to commitment and duty in the community. To the individual firefighter, the badge identifies the first significant achievement of their career. To the fire department, the badge identifies the firefighter as one of their own. To the citizens in need, the badge is a symbol that that person wearing it is someone they can turn to for assistance. The badge must be earned to be worn. It is worn always with humility for the opportunity to serve, with respect for the job, and with the professionalism that the community deserves. We'll now present Academy 11 with their firefighter badge. Oh, you guys are already here. All right, City of Kirkland. Jordan Burton will be pinned by her mom and dad, Carrie and Brad Burton. Hunter Marshall will be pinned by his wife, Brooke Marshall. And Andrew Clausen will be pinned by his wife, Amber Lynn Clausen. Waiting to see who gets finished first. Keenan Husky will be pinned by his wife, Jill Husky. Chief Sanford, will you please stand? Chief Sanford, I present to you the probationary firefighters for the City of Kirkland Fire Department. All right, the City of Tukwila. Sean McMillan will be pinned by his dad, Ron McMillan, and Don Parker will be pinned by his son, Brantley Parker. Chief Whitworth, will you please stand? Chief Whitworth, I present to you the probationary firefighters for the City of Tukwila Fire Department. Eastside Fire and Rescue. Tim Johnstone will be pinned by his wife, Laura, and his daughter, Haley Johnstone. Taylor Myers will be pinned by his wife, Carly, and their son, Carter Myers. And Ryan Smith will be pinned by his wife, Cara, and their son, Mason Smith. Mitchell Gonzalez will be pinned by his dad, Assistant Chief for the Renton Regional Fire Authority, Roy Gonzalez. Nick Hagedorn will be pinned by his wife, Pa Saharapan. Did I mess that up? And Levi Pereira will be pinned by his fiancee, Alana. Jaden Sundstrom will be pinned by his girlfriend, Kate Anderson. Chief Clark, will you please stand? Chief Clark, I present to you the probationary firefighters for Eastside Fire and Rescue. Enumclaw Fire Department. Casey Smith will be pinned by his wife, Heather Smith. Chief Fair, will you please stand? Chief Fair, I present to you the probationary firefighter for the Enumclaw Fire Department. King County Fire District 2. Robert Lenneberg, will be pinned by his fiancee, Brittany Richmond. Ethan Stewart will be pinned by his mother, Leah Stewart. And Ashley Harshall will be pinned by her sister, Chelsea Harshall. Matt Margot will be pinned by his wife, Natalie Margot. And Austin Chernega will be pinned by his wife, Kaylani Chernega. Chief Mars, will you please stand? Chief Mars, I present to you the probationary firefighters for King County Fire District 2. Next is the King County Sheriff's ARF unit. Sergeant Angelo will be pinned by his wife, Heather Angelo. Deputy Carswell will be pinned by his wife, Sherry Carswell. And Deputy Williams will be pinned by his wife, Maria Williams. Chief Thomas, will you please stand? Chief Thomas, I present to you your aircraft rescue firefighters. Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority. Jake Ayers is being pinned by his mother, Lori, and his father, Paul Ayers. Arthur Burnett will be pinned by his grandfather, Warren Bachtel. And Jeremiah Gandy will be pinned by his wife, Amanda, and their sons, Simon and Henry. Derek Konzelman will be pinned by his wife, Kate Konzelman. Rachel Malcolm will be pinned by her mom, Sandy, and her dad, Doug. And Josh Rowe will be pinned by his brother, Woodinville firefighter engineer, Blake Marsucci. Andrew Frank will be pinned by his mom, Marcia Frank. Nate Leach will be pinned by his wife, Catherine Leach. And Isaac Swearingen will be pinned by his dad, Valley Regional Fire Authority Fire Chief Brent Swearingen. Chief Morris, will you please stand? Chief Morris, I present to you your probationary firefighters for Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority. Renton Regional Fire Authority. Jessica Clearman will be pinned by her husband, Jason Clearman. Joey Mack will be pinned by his wife, Kylie, and his dad, Valley Regional Fire Authority Battalion Chief Bill Mack. And Lexi McGinnis will be pinned by her mom, who's a battalion chief with the Port of Seattle, Stephanie, and her dad, who's a firefighter with South King Fire and Rescue, Merrick. Ryan Northrup will be pinned by his fiancée, Shayla Consola. Claire O'Brien will be pinned by her mother, Ruth Tressel. And Mickey Bergsma will be pinned by his mom, Melissa Bergsma. Joseph Munden will be pinned by his grandpa, Gary Newton. Emily Poffenroth will be pinned by her husband, Logan Garza. And Michaela Wallace will be pinned by her boyfriend, Evan Truax, and her dad, Mike Wallace. Chief Heitman, will you please stand? Chief Heitman, I present to you the probationary firefighters for Renton Regional Fire Authority. South King Fire and Rescue. Bianca Benavides will be pinned by her mother, Gubina Perez. Charles Blair will be pinned by his brother, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue firefighter Cody Blair. And Dylan Paris will be pinned by his son, Kaisan, and his fiancee, Victoria. And I apologize, Dylan. Nikki Fawcett will be pinned by her girlfriend, Haley Brown. Chief Pennington, will you please stand? Chief Pennington, I present to you the probationary firefighters for South King Fire and Rescue. Last but not least, Valley Regional Fire Authority. Brian Poland will be pinned by his wife, Sophie Poland. Greg Bortel will be pinned by his mother, Donna Bortel. And Joseph Parrish will be pinned by his wife, Alexis Parrish. Zachary White will be pinned by his wife, Caitlin White. Chief Swearingen, will you please stand? Chief Swearingen, I present to you the probationary firefighters for Valley Regional Fire Authority.
Let's give this class of probationary firefighters a huge round of applause. Congratulations for their badge pending the completion of the graduation ceremony. Moving forward. So the fire service truly is steeped in years of tradition. As we talked about at the beginning, it's our tradition that holds us to our mission. And one such tradition is the ringing of the bell. In the years past, it was the sound of the bell that summoned firefighters to duty. At the completion of the call, the bell was rung again to signal that their duties had been completed and that they were now ready to respond again to the next emergency. In the fire service today, the bell is used in ceremonies as a way to honor the traditions of our past by signifying beginnings and endings. And so tonight, the fire bell will be rung in honor of South King County Fire Training Consortium Recruit Academy Class number 11. 3 rings to signal the completion of the Fire Academy. 3 rings to signal the start of the new careers of these 48 probationary firefighters. Class, congratulations on the completion of a successful academy, the start of your careers. You are now ready to respond. Honor guard, ring the bell. Let's give a big hand to our pipe band and honor guard, thanking them for helping us tonight for traditions. Chief Burke is going to come for some closing comments.
What a wonderful evening. Having the privilege to work at the South King County Fire Training Consortium brings with it some incredible experiences. The juice that keeps all the wheels turning along a single path are the incredible people assigned to this team. I'd like to recognize tonight Captain Joel Willits with Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority and Captain Dan Alexander, soon to be a BC, with Renton Regional, for taking on this huge academy commitment. They never said no. They just said how we're going to do it. They created a path to success in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I said 60. They cringed. They said, Chief, we'll get it done. And for that, I say thank you. Nate Strobel, you've heard that name a couple times this evening. Captain Nate Strobel's a senior EMT instructor for King County EMS. He's a part of Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority, and he's a leader. He took this on, did an incredible job, kept it in budget, which was great for this guy, and got the job done. Captain Nate Strobel, thank you so much for all your work. Battalion Chief John Graziani stepped into a brand new role, and he's created a new and always adjusting platform for delivering the highest quality of recruit training for our partner agencies. John, thank you for the many hours, your focus on success, and the ability to ensure a high standard of training at every level. What you're experiencing here this evening has been made possible with the help of Chaplain Pat Ellis and Deputy Chief Pat Pollock and our incredible administrative team. One of the challenges we have within our team is that people rotate back to their agencies, or at times we have the opportunity to celebrate a member's retirement. For the past 5+ academies, Captain John Madden with Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority has captured the long and hard days in every media platform. John's still photos, videos, the video that you enjoyed here this evening, UAS or drone footage has helped to define the history and created a snapshot into the future. John's quiet and humble leadership within the training consortium has also helped to develop the ability to provide live stream video capabilities through Studio 77, again, in the middle of a pandemic so that we could continue to train, teach, and mentor. John started his career with Mountain View Fire and was hired by Maple Valley Fire. He's a fellow at Tahoma Bear. Transitioned to Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority with the merger of these two incredible organizations, and he's provided service to our community for over 34 years. John, thank you for the incredible contributions to the South King County Fire Training Consortium, the fire service in our community. To your wife, Jody, and your children, Chris and Katie, thank you for sharing this incredible individual with all of us. Please help me recognize Captain John Madden.
Well, thank you, Chief Burke. A couple of things before we conclude and dismiss tonight. You all are invited to stay. We have cake and coffee in the foyer, and we welcome you to stay and share with one another, talk with the recruits, the probationaries now, and take pictures. The podium will be here for a while to use as a backdrop, and we'll just have a nice evening this evening. We'd like to ask Captain Willits, Captain Alexander to come dismiss their class platoons for one last time, and then we will dismiss.
Class 11, cut, forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the graduation ceremony for the South King County Fire Training Consortium Recruit Academy Class number 11. Thank you for being here tonight, and let us go and have a wonderful evening. Class, great job. You're dismissed. No, they can actually gather right in front. They'll be able to get, I looked at that earlier. There were some people getting